In a family, you probably know that you don't just get the congratulatory pat on the back and the words of encouragement. You also get the truth and the unsolicited advice sometimes. So here it is. Dear students, you made it to CCAD. You are exceptional. And by definition, that means that you were accepted from the rule, from the norm. But as you get to know your classmates, you'll discover that you are all exceptions. And that means that you are now creating your own new norm, the CCAD norm. And on the one hand, I think that it can be a really powerful and wonderful thing to be part of a group of like-minded people, your people. This might be a new feeling for some of you. Maybe you felt like an outsider before, but here you will thrive as you find people with whom you share a connection. A sense of belonging is something we all look for. And I remember it myself when I started my own college experience. Building those relationships might look a little different this year as we start the year virtually. You might not meet your newest people who will be your closest friends in person for quite a bit. But whether it's bonding over a tough class project or rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender simultaneously on Netflix, checking out each other's work on Instagram, or sharing something ridiculous on TikTok, I have no doubt that you'll find others here at CCAD who share your passions, your interests, and will become lifelong friends. So back to the reality check portion of my remarks this morning. Some of you might wonder who you are if you're no longer the exception, if you're no longer the artist. You may experience some self-doubt and worry when you realize that maybe you're not the best. But here's the good news. You will survive that feeling. Not only that, it's good for you and it's good for your art. If you remain confident that you are the best, then honestly, CCAD will likely not have much to offer you. After all, it's true that great art and design are born of creative talent, but they're also born, as I said at the beginning, of really hard work, practice, study, and learning to live a balanced life as an artist, as a healthy creative. And it's when you recognize that you still have more to learn, when you're not already the best, when you are eager to better your peers and outdo yourself, that you can become truly a better creative. And you won't be doing this on your own. As you strive to be better at your work, your faculty, your peers, and all of us here at CCAD will be here to help push you forward. It might be a little scary at times. It may feel like you've just been pushed off a ledge, pushed out of the nest, so to speak, but it's in those moments that I think you need to trust that you are ready to fly. So finally, as a CCAD family member, there are certain expectations that we will all hold you responsible to, and that we hope you will hold each other responsible to living up to. These expectations are our core values. CCAD has 4 core values: accountability, respect, positivity, and inspiration. So the first is accountability. As I've already talked about, here at CCAD, you will work harder than you ever have. By registering for a course here, you are making a commitment to yourself, to your classmates, to your faculty members, to show up, to do the work, and to push yourself further. And that showing up, I know, can be even harder sometimes when you're doing it virtually. So I encourage you all to make sure that you are literally showing up for your classes when you need to be, that you're getting the work done. And don't be satisfied with just good enough. Keep pushing yourself and you'll be a better artist or designer for it. So the next is respect. Even if you're not physically here on campus, we expect you to represent CCAD with honor and to care for your CCAD family. Be kind to one another. Talk out your problems. Treat your physical surroundings, whether it's your home that you're still in or the campus that you'll be on as soon as possible. Treat yourself and your surroundings as a valued home, as a valued member of our community. You'll be a better community member for it. So the next one can be a bit tricky. Positivity. We expect you to approach life here at CCAD with a positive attitude. And I know that can be challenging, especially during these times. You're stressed, you're busy, and I know, again, that it's more challenging than ever right now as we face the uncertainties and fears that continue in this COVID-19 pandemic. The economic issues that we're suffering, and sometimes just the awkward matter of creating art and design and learning remotely. Here, we like to use a phrase that we say, assume positive intent. And by this, we mean that even when you have a disagreement, whether it's with a fellow student, a faculty member, or CCAD, the institution at large, we hope that you'll start from a place of assuming those around you have positive intentions. That doesn't mean that you have to agree. It doesn't mean that people don't make mistakes. But if you begin with that basic assumption that we're all here because we care about CCAD, the importance of art and design, and all students' development and success, you'll be a better person for it. And inspiration. Most importantly, we expect you to have a positive impact on the world. Use the talents that you develop here at CCAD to create something of beauty, to challenge convention, to delight an audience, to ensure a company's success, to make life better for others, and to bring untold stories to light. You have the opportunity to take what you learn here and use it to change the world. And you don't have to wait until you graduate. You'll have plenty of opportunities to make a difference as a student right now, and you'll be a better creative citizen of our world for it. So this won't be the last time that you'll hear from me. Like a lot of you, I'm actually a bit of an introvert, as I've said before, but I love having the opportunity to get to know you better. That'll be in class and school-wide addresses like these, in town hall style conversations, which I encourage you to bring any of your questions to, and in informal settings like Instagram. Again, I think I said this at orientation if you were there, but you can find me at Melanie_Corn on Instagram and Twitter. You'll also find lunches and events and one-on-one conversations as soon as we're able to be back together on campus. And you'll find that I share with students what's going on at the college and sometimes in the world in regular letters to you, our CCAD student community. Informally, I call these emails Dear Students Letter, as in, do you think this issue calls for a Dear Students Letter? And what started as a shorthand reference to the salutation at the beginning of my remarks has become for me a shorthand description of my affection for you as well. So I hope that you'll indulge my parental sentiments as I welcome you to the CCAD family one more time and tell you how happy I am to have you amongst my dear students. So with that, I want to turn things over to someone else. You may be tired of hearing from me after all the conversations we've had throughout the summer. So now I want you to hear from a designer who embodies our core values and serves as an exemplar of CCAD success. Jeremy Rosario was once in your shoes. A native of Puerto Rico, he came to Columbus and to CCAD in 1992 without a grasp of the English language. 6 months and a lot of time pouring through an English dictionary and turning to friends for assistance, he had a better grasp on the language and has since used that experience as a volunteer translator for health clinic patients. He's found personal, professional, and creative success since graduating CCAD with an advertising and graphic design degree in 2000. Jeremy served as vice president and design director at GSW Worldwide, an advertising agency where creatives translate the complicated world of cutting-edge drugs and treatments to doctors and patients. Currently, Jeremy is creative director at Fish Tank, his own design consultancy. And that's not all. After Hurricane Maria tore through Puerto Rico in 2017, Jeremy sprung into action, creating an inspirational silkscreen whose sales funded relief efforts. He sent boxes of medical items and non-perishable foods to people's homes. And when he ran out of funds, he began painting, creating an exhibit called Heart of the Storm to raise money to send more boxes. That raised funds, enabling Jeremy and others to send a team of 12 people to help rebuild roofs in the town of Humacao. He says that at CCAD, he learned how to use creativity to solve real life problems. And I know that you all will feel the same as you continue through your CCAD journey. But let me pause here and let Jeremy tell you a little bit more about himself and welcome you to this greater CCAD community. Jeremy?
Thank you, Dr. Corn. I realized I had the microphone off. What a goofball I could be. Hey, I just want to say to everybody, it's super exciting to see you, see the smiling faces, reading through the chats. Welcome to, you're now part of the CCAD family. And I'm really, really inspired to be the one sharing a couple of thoughts with you. But it is a true honor as I look around, the faces and the smiles that we'll create a new future together. So I just wanted to say just a couple of things. We have a lot in common. I mean, just as you are probably afraid through what has taken place in the last couple of months globally, you're stepping into a new world, world that you may be foreign to the right tools, the right communication skills, etc. But I just want to remind you, just like you, I came to CCAD during a time of unforeseen difficulties, times of unrest from the economy, global fear. Hurricane Hugo had devastated the island. Andrew came right after that. We had the Gulf Wars, AIDS, elections at the time. So it was a really, really challenging time. But it was a kind of fear that had people worried about the future, just like now. But did you know that nothing robs your peace of mind faster than fear? So as you step into this amazing education at CCAD this year, I encourage you to place that fear in a little box and put it in the back of your head, okay? Don't let it hold you back. But don't get rid of it, because it can be helpful later. If you have to meet a deadline, that little fear is going to help you work faster and smarter. But again, don't let this fear stop you from chasing your dream. The difficulties around me, in my own experience, kind of helped me see new opportunities. And I hope this does the same thing to you as you're reshaping the future of the creative field. And that's why I'm super excited to meet you guys and encourage you. That is an attitude that it really puts into practice your decision making and your creative endeavors as you embark this creative career, educational path at CCAD. So I just want to share a few points to keep in mind as you embark and grow together as a team of freshmen, CCAD virtually this year. And number one, first thing I want to kind of communicate is think about 4 walls and no limits. I mean, it is a virtual area that you're stepping into, and you may be at your home right now, but tap into this amazing knowledge of the professors at CCAD right now, because they're really going to help you refocus and begin that journey of discovering what you're all about and what you're chasing creatively. So a couple of things. Yeah, make your home a place of endless possibilities. If you are in your room right now, think of it as your CCAD illustration department in your own private office, or your fashion design studio, and you happen to have it in there. Create an innovation wall, maybe in a corner of one of your rooms. So if you need to be thinking about ideas, just place them in there. Join creative groups, etc. But connect with each other. I think again, as I mentioned, 4 walls, no limits. Number 2, go out fishing for ideas. I think that we have been cooped up at home for months. But as creative, we need that visual stimulation from the world around us. Take time to go out on walks as you get those assignments, so you can get some inspiration. Go look at the sky, flora, etc. Take time to go on walks, sketching time. Sit in a bench park, in a bench at a park. Yeah, sorry. And sketch people around you. And see what they're wearing. Be a people watcher. I think it's gonna make you a better visual communicator as you answer your assignments this year. 3, take off the mask. No pun intended. With everybody has to wear a mask right now, but human nature and what it is often when we go through the tough times, we feel inclined to kind of put off a mask and withdraw from the people around you. But I want to invite you to connect intentionally. I mean, use the tools that we have: Zoom, Microsoft Teams. We're using today Google Meet, I believe, and bring a brighter thought and idea for those around you, because together we can never be alone, but instead we have to build this creative community to move forward and to get inspired between each other. So I want to show you a piece of art that has inspired me when things are tough, and how to look at positively. Although I study advertising and design at CCAD, at my heart, when I came here from Puerto Rico, I wanted to be a painter. So at night, I find myself doing some oil paintings and experiments. And back in the island, we have an expression. This is an oil painting that I did of my son Andres. We say "La piña está agria," and that means the pineapple is sour. So if you're walking down the street, you ask somebody, "Hey, how are things?" "La piña está agria." That means, hey, times are tough. But what I learned through culturally, what we do back home is you take that pineapple, you flip it upside down, and you allow the sugars to ripen the fruit evenly. Meaning, hey guys, sometimes things could be tough, but they can be better if you look at a different angle, okay? And I know you will. So let's build a new tomorrow filled with big ideas, inspiring art, a better world. You got this. So I welcome you guys. I can't wait to see, again, just what the future brings as you shape it in this better world. So with that, now I want to welcome our student government president, Maddison Wilson. Maddison, yay.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Jeremy.
Sure.
So, as Jeremy said, I am your student class president. My name is Maddison Wilson. I am going to be a senior in advertising and graphic design, and I just wanted to take this moment to welcome everybody. It's a weird time to be a student, but especially talking about community, I just wanted to encourage everyone to be an active community member this year. It's going to be weird, uncharted territory, but I already see everyone popping off in the chat about different Discord chats that you can join. And I just wanted to encourage everyone to take those opportunities to engage with one another. Get involved however you can, however you think you are able. It's all about doing what's best for you. But going to those Discord chats, the meetings, engaging after class and talking to people is what's going to make this easier to get through. Building those connections is going to be so important in this upcoming year. So from one student to another, let me just say this whole experience is going to be what you make of it. Get involved. SGA, Student Government Association, where I am, meets every Monday, 11 to noon. But there's not just this, there's so many other clubs, initiatives, extracurricular activities you can get involved in. So I just wanted to give that encouragement to everybody, as well as just a little bit of a welcome. Don't be afraid to ask questions, create change, make waves, do whatever you need to do. And if you ever have any ideas, thoughts that you want to share on a platform, reach out to student government. It's what we're here for. But I didn't really have a whole lot to say other than that, just a little welcome from a student perspective. And I'll throw it back to Melanie Corn.
Thank you, Maddison, and thank you, Jeremy. It's so nice to have your perspectives here and welcoming our new students into the CCAD community. Jeremy, as I said to you earlier, I think your ability to kind of represent not only our alumni community, but also just the Columbus creative community is so great. And so I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, out of your new design firm, super exciting, to come and join us today for a short bit. And I also have to say, I think you win right now for the best art in your background. So that's a really amazing piece. I love it. That's another thing I think we all have to think about is, how we orchestrate our visuals, since we're going to be spending all this time in 2 dimensions with one another. But anyway, so thank you again, Jeremy, for joining us. Thank you, Maddison, for taking time out of your start of the semester to join us and welcome new students in here. And I know you've got classes today as well, as does everyone else. So we'll wrap up here and let you get on to your lunch break and on to classes. But once again, just really wanted to thank you all for being here. Again, thanks for bearing with us as we dealt with Zoom's outage this morning and came over here to Google Meets. It's really wonderful to see you. I truly, I just can't wait to meet you all in person. This is usually, one of the best days when I get to actually see the new incoming students all together. And while I miss that, it is nice to at least know you're out there on this Google Meet session. And thanks, Leah, for helping us get this organized and up and running. And once again, just welcome everybody. Reach out whenever you have any questions or issues. You know that you've got a ton of people here at CCAD who can help you. So never hesitate to reach out and make sure that all your questions are answered. Best of luck, work hard and have fun. And I can't wait to see what happens over the course of the semester and how everything goes. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.